Hey ladies, happy Friday. I'm back on my laptop, so we'll see how this video ends today. Today is Friday. On Friday, we release and we forgive and we let go of the things that may have plagued us this week. This week was, I don't know, this week has been weird. There's been so much happening energetically that I'm just kind of in flow right now. But I really wanted to do some forgiveness work because it is needed. And to be honest, I have not been as diligent with that as I normally am. So this is me also kickstarting me to get back into a daily practice of forgiveness. And it's funny because as I talk about it, I can feel my neck tensing up. I've got my Forgive essential oil blend here, so I'm going to apply that. I apply everything over my heart. Y'all know I'm all about my heart. I'll try to keep the girls hidden away so we don't have any Janet Jackson action going on in the spiritual love circle. It's always great also to just apply to our pulse points. And I'm not gonna lie, this smells like a forest. It smells, it has a lot of woodsy, evergreen sense to it. It is very much like tree spirit in a bottle. And it's funny because pine trees especially, even drinking, you can make a tea out of the needles, and it's supposed to help you I forget, I'm losing it as I'm talking about it, but pine trees are very, very magical. We have a ton of them in North Carolina, and just sitting under a pine tree is supposed to pull that stuff out of you. And even just hugging a tree, sitting against the tree with your back to it, and just talk your problems out and leave them there, because the tree will absorb that and transmute that energy. So yes, forgiveness. It's important, but we don't know how to do it, because I don't think we're ever really taught how to forgive. We're just told that we need to say sorry and go on about our business. And that's not really how it works. And so it's challenging to really talk about forgiveness and teach people about forgiveness, because we all have different stuff that we need to forgive. But I always say the best person to start with is yourself, and you can worry about the other people later. Because once you start to forgive yourself for, it can be simple things, for not speaking up, for not getting enough sleep, for not eating properly. Y'all, it's a bag of I'm gonna put myself out. I have a bag of donuts here that I have been snacking on. This is no good. Just the other day I was like, I'm going to cut back on sugars, so I need to forgive myself. And I can see it in my skin, because my skin just starts saying no. So I also have my I had a gallon jug of water somewhere, so I'm trying to flush my system. So I need to forgive myself for not feeding myself the proper foods. So a lot of times, yeah, we have to forgive ourselves first. We start with, oh my gosh, I need to forgive him because he broke my heart. I need to forgive my mom because she wasn't there for me that one time I needed her. I need to forgive my sister because she sucks as a person. I need to forgive my boss because they don't treat me right. You need to forgive yourself first and foremost, and then worry about them later. Because once you start to forgive yourself, you're going to start to, not only, what happens is you start to take some accountability for things. A lot of times we feel like they did this to me, instead of realizing that we are an active participant in the shit. It doesn't matter if it's good or if it's bad, we are there for it. And because we're there for it, we also need to forgive ourselves for taking part in the situation. And yes, there are bad things that happen that we did not willingly volunteer for. I was in an abusive relationship. I still had to forgive myself for allowing myself to be in that situation, for allowing myself to go through those things. Now, I didn't sign up for it, hey, sign me up to be a, victim of domestic violence. That sounds like the future path for me. That's not how it happens. So I'm not saying that the bad things, the traumatic things, the really deep, painful things are your fault. Not saying that at all. But there is a process of really coming to a place of healing. You really have to like own your shit and be able to say, you know what? I was in that situation. And a lot of times when we are in those bad situations, we get into those places because we aren't in the right mindset. It's so many different things, but I'm getting sidetracked. So what I'm saying is that part of forgiveness really needs to start with yourself. And in doing so, that allows you to take accountability. By taking accountability, you take back your power, because you are no longer saying, you did this to me. You're saying, I allowed this and it's not going to happen again, because now I have learned from this past situation. So there's a big difference in that shift. And it's funny because on my Facebook page, there was a comment that said, you cannot be the victim and the survivor, or something along those lines. There was a post Chantel had made, and I loved it. I really resonated with it as far as a mindset. You can't be a loser and a winner. You can't have a loser's mentality and think that you're going to win. And someone kind of like took the post and went like way left with it. But really, it's true. You cannot be a victim. You cannot be in a state of defeat. You cannot be in a state of struggle. You cannot be in a state of lack and think you're going to win. It doesn't happen like that. Mayweather is not knocking dudes out in the ring because he's like, dang, I'm a loser. No, he says, I came here to lay somebody down, and that's what he does, and he goes home. Hey, Courtney. Hello, Goddess Afua. So when you are in the state of being a victim, you're not empowered. You feel like you can't do anything because all of this stuff is happening to you. But when you can shift it and say, wait, I might be creating some of this stuff. So if I'm creating it, if I'm participating in it, that means I can change it, because you don't have to interact with anybody. You don't have to interact with any situation. But of course, we are taught and we are trained that, yes, we have to do these things because that is what society has deemed necessary. For instance, if you have a sibling and you like, I don't mess with them because I don't really like their attitude. They don't really seem like a good person. Everybody looks at you like you're crazy because that's your blood. You're supposed to be family and you're supposed to be tight and this, that, and the third. It doesn't always work out like that. So instead of forcing yourself to like go be, traumatized, or force yourself to be in a toxic relationship with somebody because y'all are kin, you can totally choose to say, you know what? I'm going to keep my distance. If I have to see you, it's going to be on my terms, very brief interactions. And that is how you can kind of reclaim some of your power in that situation versus against what everybody is telling you, how everybody's telling you things should be. So forgiveness starts with self. And one of the things that I'm going to do, and I have where's my journal, y'all? I need a new one because this one is almost all filled up. So one of the things that I'm going to do is just make a list of the things I need to forgive myself for. I may light a candle. I probably will light a candle and just sit. And the thing about it is like really releasing it. So that means next week, I'm not going to talk about the bag of donuts that I ate this week because I have released it and I've forgiven it. Our problem is like, we don't let it go. Like they say, forgive, but don't forget. Sometimes you need to do both. Sometimes you need to forgive the situation and forget the person. Sometimes you need to forgive the person and the situation and forget both of them. It's different with each situation. But the thing is, if you continue to hold on to it, then you haven't truly forgiven. So with forgiveness comes a release. It's not and a lot of times we feel like when we forgive somebody, that's giving them a pass or giving them permission or saying that what they did was okay. And that has absolutely nothing to do with it. Forgiveness is for you to let go of the shit so that you can go forth and be fruitful and not have to keep worrying about that stuff. And one of the ways that I know that I've fully forgiven and released the situation, it's one of two things. Either I can think about it and I don't have like an emotionally charged reaction, meaning it doesn't make me sad, it doesn't make me mad. I can be indifferent. I can reflect on the good parts of the situation and still be like, okay, that was good. And I can look at the bad and be like, okay, I learned from that. Another thing is if I totally just forget about it. And somebody might have to remind me and I'll be like, oh, dang, that did happen. If there's something that happened to you and it pops up and it digs at you, that's letting you know that there's still some healing that needs to take place. And that's okay, because our emotions are our GPS system. They let us know when we need to make changes in our life. So if you are feeling bad, that is your spirit basically telling you, do something different. You don't have to feel bad. Do something different. You don't have to be mad. A person can be a complete and utter asshole, and you don't have to be mad about it. That is totally a choice. You can be like, you know what? I'm not about to let you like ruin my day right now. So you just keep all of that and I'm going to go on about my business. But instead, what happens with most people, okay, take this for instance. If you have to drive to work and like somebody just cuts you off, you're sitting in traffic, you're already irritated and you're mad and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late for work. Then you get late, then you get to work and now you're rushing and you're irritated and you're still holding on to whatever happened on the road instead of just letting it go. And so if you can leave that situation alone, you can still walk into work with a fresh new perspective back in your happy place. You don't have to hold on to the horrible morning commute to work. You can let that go. And right. And you have to realize too that the people who are doing that, who are like laying on the horn and flinging the middle finger out the window and all that crap, they've got to be in a really bad place to be that angry at a car. Like if you think about it, it's so silly. Like when I see people with road rage, I'm like, what's the point? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you so sad? What are you angry about? I got my music playing. Hopefully, if it's nice enough, I've got the windows down. I'm just chilling. And you over here all hot and in a tizzy. Like, calm down. It's not that serious. So, yes, forgiveness is something that we need so that we can release, so that we can heal, so that we can be free. And I know there are certain things in like my personal life that I still need to heal and work on. Like, it's a process. There's always something to be healed and to learn from and to grow. So when we get to that place where we can see forgiveness as an act of empowerment instead of an act of weakness, then we will be winning. Forgiveness is never about the other person. It's always about you. It's always about you reclaiming your power, you being able to move forward from a situation, and you being able to move on. I do believe that some things happen in order for us to grow and develop. And I've seen this in my life, where if you don't get the lesson the first time, the second time, the third time, there will be a violent shift. And when I say violent, I don't mean it's going to be like abusive violent, but there's going to be something that's going to shake you to your core to make you say, hold up, wait, okay, I got it now. So forgiveness is key. And I can tell when I don't forgive, because I start to feel heaviness around my heart. I start to feel tightness up in here, and it's not a good thing. So I'm going to pull a card from my deck called The Language of Letting Go. And this deck is all about like helping us remember to let go, to release stuff that we don't need to hold on to, and how to like bring in healing energies. Once we clear out that stagnant energy that is keeping us from releasing negative energies and things like that, that's when we can let healing come in. That's where love comes back in. That is where growth takes place. That is where the magic happens. That is where the magic happens. So I put the question in the title of the video and I forgot what I put. I think the question was, what do we need to know in order to forgive and allow healing to take place? That's going to be the question. What do we need to know in order to forgive and to allow healing to take place? So, funny story. I am part of Team Biddy now, which is totally awesome. And there's this site that they have where you can do like free tarot readings. The questions that I get are paragraphs of just stuff. But it's pretty awesome. I've done a couple and then I turned it off because I'm like, this is a very, very time consuming. But I got like a 4.5 star rating, and that made me really happy. So I probably will just do a couple each week just to continue practicing. And it's actually really great because the questions that I get are super crazy, like wild, out of control stuff, that it's helping me hone my reading skills in a different way. So we have, oh, ain't this some oh my goodness. Okay, releasing anger towards family members. Oh, spirit, spirit, spirit. Can we see this? I love how her face is the house, right? And then the eye, right? The eyes are the windows to the soul. Like, what is behind her eyes? Like, what is, you know, on her mind? What is it? And then you see it's open, and there is a guy. Yeah, like that is so interesting. So interesting, right? Like they just went in today. So it says, today I will accept the potent emotions I may feel toward the members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they're teaching me. I accept the golden light of healing that is shining on all of us. So I want you to take a minute to just close your eyes and imagine a beautiful, sparkly ball of golden energy above your head. And I want you to see it just permeating your hair. And it's going down into your crown chakra and just traveling down your face, down to your neck. It's covering every inch of your body down to a cellular level, down to the tiniest, tiniest atom that composes your being. And just see this sparkly golden light coming through all of your body. And as it travels from your crown, it goes into your third eye chakra, into your throat chakra, into your heart chakra. Just feel that energy just cleansing and purifying and helping you to release those emotions and just accept that healing energy all through your body, traveling down your torso into your your solar plexus chakra, and then down into your sacral chakra, down your pelvis, over your booty, to your root chakra, down your thighs, legs, into your feet, down to the tip of your toes, and just enveloping you in this beautiful golden bubble. You are surrounded, your aura is surrounded with this beautiful golden energy, and it is just healing and cleansing and purifying you. And just take a couple of deep breaths while you are surrounded by this beautiful golden healing energy. And any disturbing emotions, any heavy thoughts, energy, things that have come up for you this week, I want you to see that golden energy just coming and just kind of taking it away. See those things leaving. And as they leave, feel yourself get lighter and lighter, feeling loving, healing, protective energy swirling all around you. And just take a couple of deep breaths. And when you're ready, just wiggle your toes and open your eyes. That was nice. That was really nice. I think that this card is a very powerful, powerful card. A lot of times when I do talk about relationships, I talk about families as well, because our family relationships kind of set the stage for all of our relationships. And a lot of times there are parallels between our family relationships, our intimate relationships, our friendships, our working relationships, all of that. How we show up in the world is largely impacted by our families. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it makes us, it puts us at a place where we have work to do. And I think a lot of us do have work to do because a lot of us don't have the most supportive families, especially if you are the unicorn or the black sheep of your family. If you're the weird one who likes oracle cards and crystals or whatever that is, then, you know, you may have some stuff with your family. And I know because I do, and it's okay. But I think that was a very beautiful, beautiful card. So I'm going to read it again for us. It says, today I will accept the potent emotions I may feel towards members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they're teaching me. The hard part is seeing that these are lessons, because it's painful when it happens. Like, you don't want lessons, you want love. You want love. And sometimes we have to realize that some people come just to teach us lessons, to prepare us for the love that they're not able to give us. And we just have to accept that and allow that love to come, because what can happen is we block it. And I've done this before, like, well, if my family doesn't accept me, then how is this person going to accept me? So we block love because we think we're not good enough. But we cannot do that. And that's why it's important that we accept the emotions that we feel and be grateful for the lessons. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of making the list of things, is I might write out some emotions, like, okay, well, how does my family make me feel? And what is the lesson? What is that teaching me? And see if that can help me shift some things around that. I need love. Yes. LL, look at them lips. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that I was able to come on today and do this with you all. Wow, it was awesome. Lots of fun. I appreciate you. I love and adore you. Happy Friday. I am going to head home in a little bit or so. I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff I need to do. But I'm definitely going to do this forgiveness work because it is super helpful. And even just talking with you all about forgiveness has helped me learn some new things in the process. All right, ladies, sending you lots of love and light. Have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go.